One of the biggest changes happening right now are these faceless AI channels exploding all over YouTube, TikTok, and other social media platforms. These channels where almost every part of the video is automated. Now I'm talking about scripts being generated by AI, voices being cloned by software, stock footage being generated automatically, even the editing AI. Reports suggest that nearly 38% of new monetized YouTube channels are these faceless AI channels. 38%. In comparison to 12% a year ago. AI is literally taking over. And it's scary. But I am a firm believer that AI should be used to assist and not to create. Now, I understand it's a lot easier to do things on AI. It takes minutes, what it used to take hours. I use AI myself. I use ChatGPT to put my notes together, to keep everything in order, but I do not use AI to create my content. And I understand speed is important, but we're losing the art. We're losing the plot. So that means YouTube is being taken over by channels that look active, but not built through actual thought like viewers are used to. Now, this is where it gets weird. Some of these so-called creators behind these channels do not create these videos to actually be watched. They create these videos to mess with the algorithms. Have you noticed when you search YouTube lately, the first couple of pieces of content have started to be AI? It's because they're flooding the algorithms with these faceless, automated videos, and they're destroying YouTube for everyone else who've been here or who's new to YouTube, who is actually putting in the work and the effort. And in the majority of these cases, the goal isn't to connect with audiences, it's to saturate the algorithms. You're thinking you're choosing between which creator to watch, when really you're choosing between which automation to view. And the irony is, a lot of these channels create content that is meant to touch you, but they don't. Have you noticed what kind of videos these AI channels are making? I have, because I create a lot of the same type of content. Celebrity news, politics, crime, finance, health, motivation, all all forms of content meant to touch your hair on the inside, but created by AI to not do that. And let's say something is trending. It doesn't even take 5 minutes for at least a dozen AI channels to come out with the same video and the same content and pushing real creators down the algorithm rabbit hole. That's why sometimes when you search for videos, you'll mess around and see about 5 videos with almost the same title, the same thumbnail, the same audio, the same everything. It starts feeling less like a conversation and more like something built in a factory. And now a lot of these AI platforms are learning how to copy tones. If you pay attention, it's real subtle, but this is important. Not only are they just reading off information now, they're actually starting to sound like real people. AI is out here learning how to sound concerned, learning how to sound urgent, learning how to sound like they care. In other words, they're literally learning how to sound like real creators like myself. And that's why a lot of AI channels are starting to sound real familiar. If you pay attention, a lot of these channels are starting to sound like some of your favorite YouTubers. They scan our YouTube videos, they start to learn the cadence, our accents, how we respond. It's weird. Then you reach the bigger issue, deepfakes. Because now AI isn't just generating audio, it's literally imitating people. Y'all, voices are being cloned, faces are being generated, speech patterns are being studied, even interviews are being altered. So now we're in a position where seeing something online doesn't actually mean that it actually happened or that it's actually real. That changes trust. Like, how can we trust anything? Now, we'll give it to YouTube. YouTube has always been ahead of the game. And they have started taking down a lot of these deep fake channels that are literally imitating people. Because seriously, YouTube is all about credibility. And once these fake, faceless AI channels become the norm, credibility is done. And the biggest danger isn't necessarily just the videos, it's us as the audience losing faith in what we're watching being true. If you cannot believe your eyes, you can't believe nothing. And honestly, and as a creator, I can tell you, trust is one of the biggest things we YouTubers have. Good, bad, or indifferent, whether you agree with me or not. Trust in the fact that I am who I am. Trust in the energy, the emotion in my voice, that it's real, is one of the only things we have as human beings. Now, I loved YouTube, and they're trying to fix this mess. But the fact that 38% of new monetized YouTube channels are these faceless AI channels is problematic, especially since they're trying to manipulate the algorithms. AKA, when you start searching for items, me, your other favorite creators, our content will start being pushed down the search bar, and you will start seeing a bunch of fake AI channels in your top search results. Now, and we already know that AI is great at repeating patterns that perform well. And the real danger is not only the fake content, and the real danger is the audience becoming used to less truth, less originality, and authenticity. What's that? Now, I will say, it may be a little benefit to real creators like myself. The more synthetic and fake content floods the platform, the more people will be looking for real, authentic creators like myself. And like, AI cannot create lived experience. AI ain't got no instincts. And really and truly, has it given you any real contributions to your life? Any real messages that you took to heart? I think not. Now, of course, the machine can assemble language, copy cadence, faces, all of that. But a machine has no soul. A machine has no soul. And, could be why real faces, real cadence, real opinions at this point have become a commodity. And maybe the future doesn't belong to who can produce the fastest. Maybe the future will belong to who still feels real and authentic. Now, don't get me wrong. I think technology should be used to help people create better. Help. I think tools like AI, like technology, can support creativity, of course. But support and replace are not the same things. AI should assist, not become. And if platforms like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, IG forget it, audiences will eventually leave before they even figure out why. Hey guys, this is Edit and Jovi. And as I'm editing this video, news literally just broke that Facebook, aka Meta, is firing 20% of their employees, of their leftover employees, because quote unquote, AI is expensive and now they're trying to put their money into AI. Mind you, in 2023, they fired 10,000 people. 2022, they fired 11,000 people. They're just keep attempting to fire people to make up for the fact that Zuckerberg spent $80 billion on this metaverse, changed Facebook whole name for this metaverse, and the metaverse is allegedly failing big time. He's canceling the metaverse, he's pulling it down and pushing all the rest of their money into AI. So that means they have to fire 10,000 more people. It is not just Mark Zuckerberg, it has been Musk, it has been Google, it has been a lot of these companies having AI work the background, and people are not only losing their jobs, they're leaving these databases unsafe. These medical databases are being run by AI unsafe. Our cell phone providers are being run by AI. All of computer science people have been fired, majority of them. They're literally like on a skeleton crew. And that's why it's very easy for people around the world to target us. So this whole in invasion of AI makes things very insecure, not only with what you or what I may think is actually real, but our data. Our job security is on the line. People go to school for computer science degrees that are now being taken over by artificial intelligence. We need to put a restraint on how far AI can go. As I always say, AI is supposed to assist, not to do. All right, so let's get back to the video. Now I think I'm done. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden, because there's no other way to live it.